It is time to detox. Do it smartly and safely. How do we do that? Let's talk about it. So there are different ways and different times. Some people like to do water fast, some people juice fast, some people just skip meals, some do intermittent fasting. We're not going to go into all these different ideas, but just know there are different ways and different times. There is not one way of cleansing or of fasting or detoxing. Detoxing and cleansing can be hazardous to your health. A dear friend of mine, she was a therapist, decided to do a master cleanse. She was 72. She told me she had done it before and it was great. I kind of warned her. I didn't want her to do it, but it was her choice. She called me 3 days later. Oh, by the way, what is a master cleanse? For 10 days, you only drink lemon juice with cayenne pepper and maple syrup. That's all you have for 10 days. It can be very good, but it's not appropriate for everybody with different conditions. So after 3 days, she called me. She said, I feel fantastic. 2 days later, her daughter called me and said, we had to take mom to the hospital by ambulance. She was in so much pain. And a few days later, she died. I knew she didn't want to die. She was not ready. She had children, she had grandchildren. She was a great storyteller. And yet, the master cleanse was not the thing for her to do. So I opened a private practice in California in 1995. Initially, I was doing craniosacral therapy and homotoxicology. What is homotoxicology? Well, it's finding the toxins you have in your body, finding where they're located, and then using homeopathic support to remove the toxins. And I love that type of cleansing because it's very specific and it's also very gentle. You can get a burnout by fasting the wrong way. After doing the homeopathic ways, which is still my favorite ways, I decided I want to try different ways of detoxing, of cleansing. And I remember I read something fantastic. Somebody was on the brink of death. They had gone out in nature, nourished themselves with some plants, and actually it was a guy, and he recovered and made that whole thing about detoxing with these plants. So I was ecstatic. I wanted to try that. Well, that was not the right one for me because it set me back for about a year. I got so weak, I had to little by little crawl back to health. So, different time, different ways, not the same thing for everybody. Now, there's a correct way to detox. Remember that chart that I showed you last time? Let's look at it a little closer. So when you're in the turquoise phase, you can do cleansing, detoxing pretty safely. Why? Because your organs of elimination, number one, are still working well, and you can have an acute reaction. You may be throwing up, you may have different symptoms, but you're still in a healthy phase. Little by little, your body is going to compensate for what you're not cleansing. Eventually, you're going to get in a gray phase where you might start to have real symptoms that necessitate medical doctors. When you're in a gray, you do not want to do a cleanse or detox unless you're supervised by somebody who absolutely knows what they're doing, or even do it safely in a clinic. Be very careful. Detoxing and cleansing can be hazardous to your health. So the drainage organs have to be open before you start eliminating things. Okay, are they ready? Are your kidneys ready? Are you urinating well? Not have a problem there. Are your digestive organs working? Are you excreting? Are your lungs working? You get toxins out by breathing out, breathing in, then breathing out excretes toxin, and also through your skin. So those are the drainage organs. They have to be open in order for you to be able to cleanse and to detox. What will happen if you don't? Well, we'll see that later. So how do we detox safely? That's how I started with the homeotoxicology. And you can do that kind of trying at home and maybe be tested by somebody or learn to test yourself. If you do muscle testing, I made a webinar on that. So look at this. We have three axes. We have the horizontal axis, which represent your toxins from 0 to 10. Where would you be in 0 to 10 with the level of toxins in your body? The drainage would be all the drainage organs we just talked about, the digestive system, your urinary system, your breathing system, your skin. How ready are they to let go of the toxins? And then the third one is the vertical, the organ stress from the horizontal bar down to -15. It's a stress on your organs. Let's look at several cases. So to be healthy, you would have a level 2 toxins or under, a level 2 drainage or under, level 2 organ stress or under. That means that you can safely cleanse and detox. Everything is fine. You're just in a healthy elimination. You're very well into the turquoise part of the chart that we looked at before. Now look at that person. That person has a lot of toxins, right? It's at a level 8. However, the drainage remedy, there is not much blockage there. They are ready to detox. They're ready to release the toxins. And organ strength, not much either. I would imagine that might be a young adult, a teenager, eat a lot of junk food, but still full of energy, and he or she can do a detox. Now look at this person, has a level 7 in toxin. The drainage, the blockage is at 8, organ stress is at 3. So before that person is going to do a proper cleanse or a detox, we need to open the organs of drainage, because if you don't, what's going to happen is what we call the ping pong effect. The toxin's going to be released from somewhere and then go somewhere else. That's what happened to my friend who died in the hospital. She had osteoarthritis, she had all kinds of problems, and she didn't check that her drainage organs were open. So what happens if she got all the toxins out and they resettled in her joints that were already painful and she got into extreme pain? If the organs of drainage are not open, it's like you have a very dusty house. You take your little dust broom and you go around and you remove the dust. You're going to have a big cloud of dust that's going to resettle somewhere. When the drainage organs are open, it's like a vacuum cleaner. You're taking the toxins out. Now let's look at another person has a level 7 of toxins. Drainage blockage of the drainage is at 8, and organ stress, it is not 2, that was supposed to be 12. So a lot of organ stress there. And that person, if that person decides to do a cleanse or a detox, they're going to get very sick. It's very dangerous in that state to start doing a cleanse. So what would you do? You would rebuild the organs that are degenerated. You would open up the drainage and then detox. It's going to be a much longer process. So yes, start. It's a good thing to start cleansing slowly, smartly, and safely. There are different ways for different toxins and at different times. And again, my book it talks a lot about how to cleanse and do it safely, what you need to cleanse, when you need to cleanse, how you can do it, and how you do it safely, especially. My book was published in Europe a couple of years ago, but it was in black and white. It was actually $80 in 80 euros. So I'm redoing it, I'm revising it, and you're going to have the color pictures. So detox safely, be healthy, be happy. And if you want to talk to me about different ways of detoxing with no obligation, just getting some input, just ask or request a consultation. It's free for 15 minutes. I don't do any sales pitch. Go to hha-usa.com/calendar. Set up an appointment and I'll talk to you about how to detox safely. And until my next video, live with passion, purpose, and delight.